Mick, thanks for joining us today. We've been asked some questions by the Caddington Grove Care Home residents who remember you playing over the years down at Kenilworth Road and managing, of course. First of all, it's a difficult time for everybody, but especially those living in care homes and the carers looking after them 24/7 as well, isn't it?
Yeah, firstly, before we start, just like to send all my best wishes to the Caddington Care Home, all the people who work in there, all the people who are staying there and living there. Just send them all the best wishes and hope they're staying safe.
First question comes from Irene, who's a resident at the home, Mick. And Irene asks, what was your favourite moment as a footballer or manager? Winning the League Cup, playing for England, taking Luton up to the Championship last year?
Hi Irene, that's a really good question. And really got to think about that one. Obviously, they're all very different. I mean, winning the Littlewoods Cup with Luton was my first and only major honour as a football player. Playing for England is a massive achievement in anyone's career. So I was really honoured to play for England a few times. One game was in Israel, one game was at Wembley at Denmark. The other was a B International in Malta. So real good memories. But the thing that is in my memory and sticks in my memory and makes me really happy and really cherish what happened last season, because everyone, I mean, I'm talking about everyone at the football club had to get together, not just me, the staff, everyone. It was a real massive joint effort. And at the end of it, after a successful season of being champions and taken over in a very difficult situation, it was brilliant to see the smiles on the Luton Town fans and the smiles on the players after what we'd achieved in such a difficult circumstances. So overall, and it's clear in my mind at the moment, because those two other achievements were such a long time ago. I'd definitely say last season, Irene.
Second question, Mick, comes from Derek, who's also a resident at the home. He says, "Hi Mick, I'm a big fan. When you played for Derby, you famously scored an own goal against Luton, saving them from relegation. Was this on purpose?"
Hi Derek, a really good question again. I'm afraid to say it wasn't on purpose. I'm glad I did it, and endeared me even more to the Luton Town fans, because it was a case of Derby County had nothing to play for on that day, and Luton had everything to play for. And I'm glad Luton got the victory and stayed up. I remember it vividly. Jason Rees stuck a free kick into the penalty area. I was in the zone where I normally was to try and head the ball out, and it skinned off the top of my head over the top of Peter Shilton in the back of the net. After the game, I mean, I was lauded by the Luton Town fans for scoring an own goal, and I was just pleased to contribute in that way. Obviously, I'd never went out with the intention of doing that, but no, it wasn't intentional, unfortunately.
Final question, Mick, comes from one of the members of staff who are doing such a great job at the care home, Kyle, who asks, who was the best player you've ever played with in your career?
Hi, Kyle. Yes, another really good question again. And I mean, throughout my career, I played with some amazing players. When I first started out at Lincoln and I went to Newcastle, I played in the team with a young Chris Waddle, who we all knew was going to be a top player and a fantastic player throughout his career, and he went on to great things. Moved on to Birmingham. I played with my best friend Tony Coughton, who, in my opinion, was the best goalkeeper I played with. I mean, including playing with David Seaman and Les Seeley, Andy Dibble, just to name but a few goalkeepers. Then I was fortunate enough to be in the England squad for a period of time and play with some really good players, but it was only flittingly that I played with the likes of Brian Robson, who was a brilliant footballer, Gary Lineker, Peter Beardsley, Stuart Pearson, to name but a few, who went on to have fantastic careers. Then probably the best team I played in whilst I was a professional footballer was in the 80s at Luton. And I came to Luton. Luton had a team of a lot of international footballers: Mal Donaghy, Ashley Grimes, Ricky Hill, Brian Steen, Steve Foster. Some younger players: Mitchell Thomas, Tim Breaker, who'd been capped by the under-21s. So there was an array of talent at Luton. I mean, Brian Steen, Ricky Hill they were brilliant players. You know, fantastic skill, great ability, and really good lads. And it was a pleasure to play with them. But if I had to choose one of all of those players, that would be in that era of the 80s when I was at Luton, and he was a proper leader, a proper man. He played the majority of the games. He played a lot of the games not fit, injured. He was brilliant in the terms of he got everyone together, created a great spirit and a great camaraderie, and he was just a man mountain at that time, you know, and he was our leader. And that was Steve Foster, who he wasn't the most skillful player. He wasn't in the Ricky Hill and the Brian Steen class in terms of ability and class, but he was overall the best player I'd played with in terms of when you're out on the pitch and you needed looking after and you needed a leader, and when things were going badly at times, you know what I mean, he was the one who would get us all together and get us uplifted again. So yes, Steve Foster for me.
And a great footballer as well, as we saw when we watched the rerun of the Littlewoods Cup final on Saturday. That little half-volleyed pass into Brian Steen's path for the goal was perfect, wasn't it?
Oh, totally underrated. Absolutely, the man was totally underrated, and he was arguably, in my opinion, the best signing Luton ever made.
Mick, thank you very much, and on behalf of the football club, we wish all the residents and staff at the Caddington Grove Care Home all the very best, not only for the next few weeks, but the coming months and the future. Hope everybody keeps well there. Thanks, Mick.
No, thank you. My pleasure, and stay safe at the care home, and hope everyone's looking after themselves. Thank you.